Hi everybody, I'm Phil Smage out of Elkhorn, Wisconsin. I am an ex-action sports athlete, a retired UTV jumper, and a professional cat trainer.
Smagical is just the nicest dude you'd ever meet. He wants to ride every second of every day. It's infectious, his fun-loving personality. One of the greatest human beings on the face of the earth.
I mean, this guy has been through a lot, and he has not skipped a beat on his, happy-go-lucky personality. He's just still Phil. No, he's not Phil. He's Smagical.
Holy that's a lot of wood. Looks like somebody left their suitcase on there.
So for me, action sports started with BMX. From BMX, I went to motocross. Motocross went to trials riding, and trials riding took me across the entire world, performing in stunt shows, competing in nationals, and eventually brought me back to pit bikes, and that one has not left since. Me and Travis linked up in a fairly unusual way. How do I say this? My wife and him used to date back in the day, and I really wanted to come to Pastrana Land, so I said, hey, please just reach out and see if we can go ride there. So I actually got on one of Travis's RM250s, and I had this really cool swirling helmet filming device, and I was also just stoked, so I was riding probably the best I had. Somehow that got to him, and he saw it, and because of the cool video angle, he thought I was actually like whipping and scrubbing his bike better than he did. So he hit me up, he's like, hey man, you gotta teach me how to scrub, I'm gonna race straight rhythm, let's do some riding together, let's do some filming. And from there, it's turned into filming for Action Figures 1 and 2, and now I just still keep coming back. For whatever reason, I've always liked the niche sport. It's the stuff that nobody does. I think it's because I grew up the regular team sport thing in school, and I didn't like relying on others to carry you to an end goal.
Did a flip and landed on my back and I kept on doing somersaults.
So you're showing off?
No.
So I went from the polar opposite of like team sports to the things that no one knows about or does at all, which also is the hardest thing to make money at. With pit bikes and trials, you can have a small area and make an awesome pit bike track. And you can just take a bunch of rubble and make a trial section to ride on. And so that's what we did at our farm in Wisconsin. Easier to get cool things built with a small amount of resources. Speaking of obscure hobbies, I did become a professional soap shoer for a bit. Got them on eBay for $69, and I just thought that was too funny not to buy them. And we wanted some obscure stuff in Action Figures too, so Trav asked me to film a soap shoe segment. And I started hitting some pretty big rails. Thank you, soap shoes. So obscure hobbies, obscure jobbies, I like to call that, because yeah, my cat training started, weirdly enough, as well, they would just hang out with me when I'd be snow skating, doing my own thing, running around as I'm building stuff, and eventually one showed some interest in the board. So I'm like, maybe I could get this cat to like it. And the cat did, and so I started filming tricks with this cat, riding the snow skate also. And so for myself, physically, I'm unable to do what I used to do before my neck injury. Weirdly as it may sound, the filming the cat snow skating is a way that I can express myself creatively. I mean, I've had them ollieing down 4 stairs, doing rail slides, you name it. These cats have been amazing, and so it keeps my creative juices flowing when I can't physically do it myself anymore.
Daddy. Good job. Good run, bud.
My favorite stunt that I've done with Travis was our Action Figures 2 intro, which is where we both mini flipped up on the top of his Subaru. First flipping up in the car, and you had to flip and stop and land. But then being up there and have Travis coming in and flipping his 252 stroke right next to me, and when he practiced it, he did not land on the car. ended up working out really well, and I think that's my favorite stunt that I've done with Travis so far.
Thank you.
Thank you, so you don't have to try it.
Exactly.
Channel 199 to me is obviously extended family for sure. I've spent, over a decade with these people and grown really close through all the trials and tribulations that we've had together.
That was amazing. Are you okay?
Like-minded people creating things in their mind, drawing them out on whiteboards or napkins or, anything, and then making them come to real life.
Amazing.
Pastrana Land to me is just like a creative bubble ready to just burst with ideas, because every single time I've been there has just been something new, something different every day. It's literally where a huge group of creative people come together to make good, bad, weird ideas happen and come to fruition. And I think that is human nature at its core, is we're meant to be creative, and this place it's the bubble popping zone of that. Well, yes, as I mentioned, I am a retired side-by-side jumper. That was definitely a day that will live in infamy for myself, my family, my friends. I did have an option to get out of the jump right before. I also said that I was going to do it, and I'm not really one to back down after I say I'm going to do something. It was the most scared I've ever been, and the fear did make me mess up. And my second blip of the throttle in the air, I was scared. I blipped it too much. Brought the front end, instead of level, it brought it up, and we've all seen the video, and that made it kite past the landing, which I figured was impossible, but nothing really is impossible, which brings me to now, I'm semi-functioning. To go from paralyzed to the neck down to now snow skating with my cats and still riding pit bikes with my friends. I really am not in a place to complain, and this whole process did really help out a lot of people that were in similar situations. So there is always a benefit to some things, and thankfully I was able to find a benefit in this with the people that I was able to help throughout my recovery process.
We do have a professional fluffer on the job right now.
I think you have 4.
4? Oh, you guys have all fluffed before? I thought just Josh did.
Only for you.
All right. Got this.
Yep, you got this, buddy.
Yeah. All right.
You got it.
Going down here. Up and down, riding away from it. That worked way too good that I'm not crying. You're crying. Wow.
Watching Smagical walk off right now, and that's amazing in itself. I mean, it's hard to put into words what he's gone through, what he goes through every day. He's going through hell. He's been through hell. And he's just proving day in and day out that with a positive attitude, literally you can do anything you set your mind to. And I'm so proud of that guy.
That was 3 years in the making, and I mean, not only obviously I wasn't supposed to do anything ever again according to doctors, but I did not know if I would ever do that again. I claimed it as soon as I started riding. I'm like, someday I'll flip again, but I didn't even believe myself when I said it, but obviously somewhere in my brain there was belief, and I guess it only takes a tiny bit. And that's what she said. See ya.
It's a great ending, Phil.
Yeah, I should've wanna try me. Ask me what's my sign. Told him 199. Want me hook up to an eye.